Great.
Yes. A little further.
Spectacular.
Awesome is the answer against Todd Stevens. These two players are still in top 8 contention. For Stevens, he is 10-3. For Rosum, 10-2-1. And Tom Ross even had some high praise here from Jonathan Rosum before this match started. Said he reminds him of a young Steve Rubin.
I can see it.
Former Pro Tour champion.
Yeah.
Or excuse me. Yeah, former Pro Tour champion Steve Rubin. Rosum is he's been showing his ability to game, man.
Yeah, he seems locked in. I think that's the way I would describe him right now. He's really happy with the deck he's playing. He's playing it very well. And, you know, looking to go, what is this, back to back to back?
Wouldn't be back to, there's a gap. Because he did, I do not believe he made the top 8 at the Atlanta team.
Oh, sure.
So he got second place in Cincy, top 4 last weekend in Syracuse, and you know, with a win here, I think he'll be good to go here in Richmond. So he's doing some nice work here, and he likes his Jeskai Control deck. Different list than last weekend. Made some updates. So for you Jeskai Control fans out there, he's finding something that works. That's for sure. So he'll start things off with the Serum Visions.
And I think this is a pretty interesting matchup because he has so much interaction to deal with one-for-one the Value Town deck.
Yeah, he really, really does.
But the question is, would the incremental advantages that Todd gets along the way add up to be too much?
Rosum with another Serum Visions here. Todd already going to shortcut a little bit with his Wooded Foothills. He knows what land he wants to search up. Rosum's going to move some cards to the bottom of his deck. And now another Serum Visions. That's a lot of those to kick the game off. A couple of cards here, one on top, one on bottom.
A lot of sculpting of his hand.
Indeed.
And both of these players play at a very brisk pace, and we really appreciate that here in the booth.
It's a Voice of Resurgence, which is a good card against Rosum.
And this is what I'm talking about with the incremental advantage. Rosum will have no problem getting this off of the board.
That'd be easy.
And also getting the Elemental off the board if he wants to, but he's going to have to burn through 2 cards in the process.
He might be thinking about doing a Path to Exile too, which is a little bit risky, I think, just because you are accelerating the Value Town deck into being able to play multiple spells in one turn.
Sure.
And you're also kind of getting them towards Collected Company. Now, Rosum does, I believe, have a copy of Dispel in hand, which can take care of Collected Company. But we'll see how Todd Stevens wants to move forward, depending on the contents of his hand. He will draw a card. He will play a Courser of Crewfix. It's time to start building those incremental advantages. His Path to Exile is the card he sees on top of his deck. Windswept Heath is the land. Up to 20 he goes, with the ability to shuffle that card away if he'd like, as we head back over to Rosum for his 4th turn of the game. Spirebuff Canal is the land. It'll end the battlefield tapped.
We see the Blessed Alliance in Todd's hand. That's a great answer to cards like Spell Queller and Geist of St. Draft.
Collected Company on top of the deck now. Yeah, looks like Stevens might have a little bit too much removal in his hand right now, though. You mentioned the Alliance. He also has a Path to Exile, and it might be 2 copies of Path to Exile. Courser's going to come in. 2 damage will be dealt. That is a forest. Stevens will gain a life. Is there a follow-up? There is not. He'll hang steady. Definitely wants to draw the company. Rosum has land number 5 in Flooded Strand. He'll pass the turn back over to Stevens. Stevens will draw that Collected Company. Top card now is another Courser of Crewfix.
No help from his deck with free land drops.
In for 2. Rosum going to fall down to 13. Stevens is going to think about sacrificing a fetch land. Now he will.
Lose 1, gain 1 in the process.
Yep, so he'll stay even. And now there's a basic Plains. So let's see what's going to come here. Top card Voice. Fine card.
Yeah, strong card. I think the slow pace of this game definitely favors the Jeskai Control deck. You know, we've talked about the power of Cryptic Command. When comboed with Snapcaster Mage, it just gets even better. And you know, the longer the game goes where Rosum is not under duress here, not a lot of threats that he's got to worry about, the more efficiently he can use all of his spells.
Rosum will draw. Didn't get a great look at it. Well, there's Serum Visions number 4. He'll draw a card.
Yep, that's all of them.
Scry 2. Both are going to go to the bottom. There's an island. Here's an attempt at company. Cryptic Command's going to take care of that. Rosum's going to leave up a Steam Vents to counter and draw. Voice of Resurgence on top of the deck. Ramming of Excavator now on top of the deck. Here's a Voice. Looks like that's good.
Wonder if we're going to see the Ramming Up Excavator here start playing some of the lands out of the graveyard.
Yeah, I'm curious if that will be the case.
Because the fetch lands are definitely the ones you want to be playing so that Todd can continue controlling his draw steps.
There is Excavator. Here comes a land.
And now this guy.
Yeah, there's a little Naga Cleric there.
A little snake creature.
Yeah. Rosum will draw. Picked up a Colonnade. Here's Anger of the Gods.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that'll clear out the Voice and the Excavator.
And he can finish off this Courser if he wants to.
Yeah, and he's going to do that with Electrolyze. 1 and 1. Everything working here for Jonathan right now. He'll even get to draw a card off of that. Colonnade will be the land for the turn. Shields are down. Todd wants to draw that card. Interesting. Wasn't sure if he's going to want it or not.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a ton of value in drawing that one there.
Suppose it's better than nothing. He wants to rebuild a little bit here as we head back over to Jonathan Rosum. Rosum will pick up a Lightning Helix.
Oh, he's got just so much action in his hand.
Stevens is going to sack a land. Rosum's going to bolt. Looks like Stevens is going to try Tremoka's Command.
Yep.
A lot of different routes he can go with this. +1/+1, prevent the damage. Yeah, he's going to go with +1/+1 and prevent the damage. Been a long time since we've seen this card, huh?
Yeah, this was a standard staple for a long time.
Yeah.
Anytime you put 4 different abilities on 2-mana instant, it's probably going to be playable.
Probably a decent card, yeah. Lightning Helix is going to take care of the Ramming Up Excavator. And now Stevens is going to search for land. Probably just going to be a Temple Garden, but we'll find out here in just a bit. Rosum's hand right now, Snapcaster Mage, and a Spell Queller over there. And there's the Temple Garden for Stevens. See, about 16 minutes left here, in this third game.
That should be plenty of time with the pace that each of these players play at.
Yeah, you would think so. You would think so.
But always good to be aware,
yeah,
for sure.
Stevens going to untap. It's time to draw. Didn't get a great look. But right now, he's just a little removal flooded. Whisperwood Elemental.
That's a good one here.
Will it stay? The answer is, I think, no. Path to Exile.
No, that's a very clean answer.
It is indeed. Whisperwood hangs around for a turn or two. It can win the game all by itself, but Rosum did have an answer to it. Jonathan's going to play a Flooded Strand and pass the turn back. We're going to head back over to Todd Stevens.
And like you said, Todd has a lot of reactive spells cluttering up his hand here, which just isn't where he wants to be.
Here's Knight of the Reliquary. Yeah, Todd's in this spot where if he can get something to stick, life's pretty good. If he can get Knight to stick, he can start searching up Ghost Quarters, he can start searching up Horizon Canopies, get a little deeper in his deck, all that good stuff. And he's almost exhausted Rosum, but Rosum's still got a decent amount of stuff to work with too. He's going to start by sacrificing a Flooded Strand.
Yeah, both these players have just piles of lands that they're working with here.
Now there's Snapcaster Mage. I got to imagine it's on Cryptic, yeah.
Now the question, yeah, he's going to counter and draw. I was wondering if he would make the greeter play, try to bounce his own Snapcaster Mage.
Keep it going.
Keep it going, but we know that Todd has plenty of answers to that.
Colonnade's going to get fired up, huh? All right. In we go. Maybe it starts with Blessed Alliance. Actually, it's going to start with Path to Exile. Rosum might be thinking Spell Queller. He is thinking Spell Queller. All right, well, so that's going to eat the path. So you path that one. He's going to be able to get some lands here, and the Snapcaster Mage is going to come across for 2. So Rosum is basically on East. So this is a spot here, if you're Todd Stevens, you have some insane draws. Elspeth Sun's Champion being the best.
Yep, Collected Company is very good one.
Collected Company is also very, very good now.
But to me, he also has a lot of low impact draws as well.
Yes. Noble Hierarch, Birds of Paradise, those are low impact. Eternal Witness is pretty darn good depending on what's down there.
That's a high impact one. I think he has a Collected Company he can go get.
I think you may be right about that. And there is Collected Company.
Yeah, that was a good draw step.
Does make you wonder if maybe he was supposed to sacrifice that Wishwood Elemental instead of letting it be pathed.
Yeah, I can see the argument for getting the extra land. Thins out the deck, gives you one more resource to work with as the game moves forward.
Top 6. Kasali Pride Mage, Knight of the Reliquary. Rosum will sacrifice a Flooded Strand.
And we are going to town.
He's going to try to.
He's on his way there to me.
Well, if that Knight of the Reliquary sticks for a turn, Jonathan Rossum's in a lot of trouble. Let's see what he draws here. I think it may have just been a land. So it might be time to go towards the Colonnade.
Value Metropolis.
What do we have here? Does he have an Elspeth? Oh, my.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a goodie.
Yes, it is. I talked about Elspeth on Todd Stevens' side. I did not even think about it for Rossum's side. And so now he's going to get 3 soldiers. Oh, let's go back over to Stevens. He was in a good spot when he passed the turn. Things just got a whole lot more difficult, though. Voice of Resurgence in hand.
Yeah, this is a pretty tough spot. I believe that the Knight is a 3/3 right now, so it's underneath the Elspeth minus ability.
Okay. Pretty good spot to be in.
Yeah, but it means Todd can only ever get 1 activation out of it.
Yeah, before he can blow it up. Pride Mage with an Exalted trigger means it's going to be a 3/3 going after Elspeth.
And I like just trading with this thing here.
You'd prefer to trade as opposed to chump?
Yeah, I like trading with it.
Let's see what Stevens wants to go grab.
You know, it gets an Exalt card off of the board.
Stevens going to sacrifice the fetch land too. A little shortcutting here to save some time. Canopy is the one he's going to search up with Knight of the Reliquary.
Once the Exalted card is off of the board, you can trade with all of his other creatures so much easier moving forward as well.
Canopy will allow Stevens to draw a card.
It was his own Elspeth.
Did he find his Elspeth?
Oh,
okay.
man.
All right, we're going to go back and forth, huh? Well, we might be. We might be. All right, let's go to Rosum. Didn't see what he drew. It looked like a blue card, though. Elspeth going up. 3 more soldiers.
I hope we got a lot of these.
Oh, we do. That I know.
How many do you think?
Maybe 30. Well, we don't need more than that. We used to have so many in the kit back when Elspeth wasn't standard.
Sure.
Everybody played the darn card. It was so good. What do we got here? Blessed Alliance. What modes is this?
He's gonna. I believe it's untap his creatures, gain 4 life.
Untap and gain 4. Huh. Did he actually draw Cryptic? Jeez. So this is going to be bounce that draw card. All right, picked up a lightning bolt.
I'd like to remind you, you are not allowed to roll a die or flip a coin to determine the outcome of a match. Please do not do this thing.
All right,
You are also not
we're going back to Stevens.
anything in exchange for a match.
Path to Exile.
Yeah, it was interesting to me that Stevens used the Blessed Alliance there, because if he has his own Elspeth, he would want to protect it from the opposing Celestial Colonnade.
Yeah, I guess the problem there is that Rosum knows about the Colonnade. So he can just attack with, you know, throwaway soldier plus something, or 2 soldiers. I don't know. He
Sure.
can probably make some sort of attack.
Sure.
And he's actually got 2 Colonnades, so there's a path that's going to take care of 1. Rosum will get a mountain. Block, block, block. So that means the soldier will trade with Witness. Jace will trade with Pride Mage. And now, I think it's got to be Elspeth. I think it's just too good of a card. We're playing Modern, and we have an Elspeth battle breaking out. So that's cool.
Exactly where we thought we would be.
Absolutely. 5 counters on Stevens' Elspeth, 6 on Rosum's Elspeth. Let's go up to 7. 3 more. Now remember, the Elspeth Wars back in the day, it came down to the ultimate. So we'll take a look at Elspeth Sun's Champion real quick.
Yeah, the first Elspeth almost always wins.
And it's you get an emblem with creatures you control get +2/+2 and have flying. Now Rosum had a Colonnade to get in there for 4, a Bolt to finish it off. And now he'll play a Steam Fence untapped, so he can activate Colonnade again if he needs to.
He's just squarely in the driver's seat of this game.
I would agree with you, my friend. That is going to do it, as Todd Stevens will extend the hand because he cannot beat Elspeth. Jonathan Rosum going to win this match over Todd Stevens. 2-1. Jeskai Control going to keep controlling its way through this tournament. Taking care of Green-White Company for Rosum. It's likely a draw next round to make top 8 yet again for Todd Stevens. It's a 4th loss, which means he will not be in our elimination round. So a good run for the well-dressed player who lives in Roanoke, Virginia now. But for Jonathan Rosum, how about 3 top 8s out of 4 tournaments, my friend?